All our lives we've been told that stealing is bad. Stealing is wrong. But I'm here to tell you, much like Jean Valjean, there are times when stealing is perfectly fine, and for running our tabletop role-playing games, stealing is actually one of the best preferred ways on running the game. Not stealing any sort of tabletop RPG product, of course, no piracy or anything like that, but what we take is ideas. We are going to take what works. We are going to take the things that we have heard other systems use. We're going to take the things that other people who run the game use. And we're going to add those things that are totally awesome and put them into our games. We don't need to have original ideas. What we do need to have is original ideas to our specific games. So we're just going to take it from someone else if we don't have our own. In addition to taking in these new things and putting them into our game, we're going to take the things that we have that suck and we're going to throw them out. Because if you have something that you don't like, whether this be a particular system in your tabletop role-playing game, whether this be a part of this adventure, whether this be a character concept, whatever it is, we're going to take away the bad things, throw it in the garbage, but more importantly, we're going to put in something awesome in its place. Now, an important aspect of all this is we're going to listen to prior experiences. We are going to talk to other people that are running these adventures. We're going to talk to these other people that run these game systems. We are going to talk to other people that have interacted with some mechanic that you've seen, and we're going to get their feedback on what works and what doesn't work. Because plenty of times we see something online or somewhere and we think to ourselves, you know, that actually would be pretty awesome at our table. And then you run it, and then guess what? It falls flat. It sucks. It doesn't work as you intended. It's overpowered. It's underpowered. We get a lot of these things that look fine on paper when we see it, but because we don't have that prior experience and knowledge, we don't know. So we're going to listen to prior experiences before we take the things that we want. Now, references are always a fun time, especially if you take some sort of nuanced idea from some sort of famous media, whether that be a book, a show, movie, whatever it is. You can take something, steal the idea, put it in your game, and it works. Because let's face it, when it comes to quest, what better way to get an idea for an awesome quest than from your favorite video games? Because plenty of your favorite video games have awesome quest ideas and story hooks. Take the awesome things. Try and reflavor it as much as you can so your players don't catch on. But if your players do catch on, then hey, they get to join in on the fun, they get to join in on the nuance, and that's perfectly fine. Your players walk into the icy cave and they see a sword hilt in the snow, and then they get attacked by some snow troll. Guess what? Some people are going to catch on to that, but not everyone. But the people that do catch on, they're going to get a good old chuckle out of that. Once again, it's just stealing those good ideas. Even if it just be one tiny little encounter or a whole major concept. Look at your favorite pieces of media and recognize what works. And more importantly, recognize what doesn't work. And lastly, know who you're DMing for. If you're planning on running an adventure, let's say one of the pre-written 5e modules, and you look and you see that some things just aren't going to work, then come talk to our communities. Join those Discords, those Reddits, those Facebook groups. Talk with those people. See what works from that adventure and what doesn't work from that adventure. Knowing who you're DMing for and knowing what they want out of the game and what references they like and what systems they prefer will lead you toward the right direction on finding the things that you need to take and put into your own games. These adventures are not pre-made houses. These things are Frankensteins that you're going to be creating. And you're going to be going to a whole bunch of different stores and locations and picking up the right goods. It's going to look like an absolute monster from an outside perspective, but your players are not going to know the difference. When you talk to other DMs and you're running an adventure, they'll say, oh, that's so weird. Oh, that's strange. But guess what? If it worked, it worked. And that's the important part. Because we're taking the important parts, strapping them together, and it's going to look freaky, but it's going to be great. Stealing the things that we want for our games and making our games better is honestly just a tried and true tactic. We see this not only through tabletop role-playing games, but throughout all other sorts of media. Everyone copies everyone. It's just the way it is. You copy the good things, and then you try to improvise and make better things. And if you make better things, then people are going to copy you. But guess what? If you improvise and make bad things, no one's going to copy you. It's a constant learning thing. People are constantly evolving, and we can strive to do the same as well. Take the tried and true things, experiment on your own, but most important of all, steal the things that you know are going to make your game an absolute blast. So go ahead and tell me, do you like taking things from other sources of media and other tabletop role-playing games, or do you like to come up with everything on your own? What sort of Frankensteins have you created for your games? Have you made adventures that are wholly patched from other adventures and other sort of stories? And what has been your favorite reference from any sort of media that has been thrown into your games? Go ahead and tell me those things because I would love to hear it. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. And thank you to my amazing patrons. You guys are absolutely incredible. Thank you so very much. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one.